Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So today we're gonna do part 2 of the redo, the canvas redo. And I'm just gonna show you a few things that I did already because I didn't want to do them on camera because it takes forever. So all I did was we had our base. I made sure, before I did anything, I kind of did this. I ran my fingers over everything, my hands, to make sure. Oh, good God. Sorry. Coffee, water, pills. It all comes up. Okay. Too much information could be. So I painted everything white. I have a old bottle that I bought. No, somebody gifted me this. That's right. And it is white. It's apple barrel, and it's a big one. And I use it for stuff like this. It's almost gone. But I love buying the big bottles, especially when they're on sale, of the regular colors, like the primary colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, black, and white. And I have big bottles of those because I can mix them. I can use them on here. I can use them wherever I want and not feel like when I'm using a small bottle that I am going to use it all. Because for some reason, I love to hoard bottles of colors I like. Like I love Seafoam. I don't know if they still sell it. Sometimes they don't still sell colors that I love. And then that's why I'm a hoarder. But that's a whole other video. Okay. So I painted everything white, right? I just squirted that bad boy down. I took a big ass brush. I know. Or a foam brush would even be good to get into the nooks and crannies. And I painted everything. Then after everything was painted, I took some, oh, what the heck is this called? Kelly. What are you called? Oh, Ceramic Stucco by Liquitex. Let me show you. And it's an effects texture gel. And I went and I put some over here. You can see where I put it. Here, 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 here. A little bit there. Like all over, a little bit there. All over, a little bit there. All right, we're done there. Okay, so I did that just to add a little bit more texture. Now you can see, because these flowers must have been painted, like somebody must have made these and painted them. They were not covered because obviously, like if you use Dilutions or something, a watercolor paint or whatever, it's going to come through. I like that though. I'm not hating on the colors. I like it. It adds a little pop of color. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my baby doll. I'll show you this. Oh, let me take, yeah. I have this one that's made out of resin. I made it out of resin. This one is made out of clay. He's a chunky monkey. Now you can see, like on this one made out of resin, the delicious detail. Oh, maybe you can't. Let me see. Maybe that's better. See the detail on the face? Right? And there's no detail on this face. And that's the clay, which at the end of the day, who cares? I don't care. That's why I did both. Oh, I knocked one of my little beads off. Goodbye. Okay, so I'm going to lay these down here. And then I have this heart that I did for an ATC card, Mixed Media Morsels, I can't recall, but it didn't stick on like I wanted it to. So that's going on here. And it's cool colors. It's like green and whatever. And then this I made, I'll show you the things that I have. But, and this is made out of resin. And what do I want to put that? I might even make another doll mold and I'll show you. I think I might do this one up here because I don't care that it's 3D and sticking up. But let me show you these molds. Let me grab them. This is my baby doll mold. So you can see the face in there. So resin gets a really, really great, fantastic face. I'll have to see if I can get I'll put my autofocus on. And then this is the other one that I made because I just like that shape. And I could, do a million different things with it. Let me see. Yeah. All right. And then let's see if you could see this. See that face? I mean, it's so detailed, and it will be better when I paint it. And then there's this mold of the clay, which it has like indentations, but nothing defined, and I don't care. So I'm not going to paint them because I'll paint them once they're on. So what I'm going to do is just take some of my glue, and I'm using Turbo Tacky glue, but you, of course, can use your school glue. I also have here my matte super heavy gel that you can use. You can use I also love to use, what's it called? Super glue. Super glue. I have a lot of super glue around here. I use it a lot in my jewelry or when I'm building like altered art and that kind of thing. So I know this bad boy is going to go here. See, I like this leaf. Look how great this leaf come out. Let me just pick it up and show you. I get too excited and then this is going to be 3 million hours and I don't want that. Look how cool. Look at that leaf. It's like sticking out, see? And that underneath color, I love it because it gives it a shadow, right? Oh, I just love it. Oh, I love it. But I'm going to turn my focus off because I'll screw myself up. All right, so now I'm just going to put, I think I'm going to put him here. Where do I want this one here? I think I want the flatter one here. Decisions. Where to put the decapitated baby? Not decapitated, but what are you calling the legs are gone? Amputated baby? I don't know. I also don't know why my glue is not coming out, but would it be my video if it did come out? All right, now I'm just going to take if you have stuff like this that happens, take a paintbrush and just dip and roll. And I'm going to lay it here. I'm going to paint some on the back so it gets double adhesion. Oh my God, did you say a big word, Cal? I don't even know if I said it right. Adhesion, I don't know. All I know is I want this bad boy to stick. All right, so you can see I'm putting it all over. Now you can use your glue gun too. I just actually unplugged it the other day because I'm moving things around and I kept tripping over the cord because that's me. I don't unplug things when I should. I just look at it and think, oh, I'll just walk over it and then trip over it 20 times and curse and yell and everything else and blame everybody else except myself for not unplugging it. But I'm sure we're all like that, right? All right, now I'm just going to push it down. No, I don't care. Let me move in. I don't care. I don't care. All right. I don't care that there's a little glue sticking right there because that's just texture to me, baby. I'll just give it a push down. Now, this is tacky glue, so if you wait a minute or two and then and then go back and push it down just so it makes contact, but it's pretty, I have pretty good luck with it, so I'm not complaining too much. Now I'm going to take this, and you can use either side. That's the rough side, and this is the bottom side. So I'm going to leave the rough side up because I like it rough. Side up, of course, because texture. And then I'll put it here. And I'm just going to put some of it down. And I'm not paying attention to what was there. Like if I had, you know, something there that maybe I didn't want to cover up, I'm just going to pick a place and I'm going to put it there. And you can see I'm using it like it's frosting. Delicious vanilla. Do not eat this. Delicious vanilla frosting. And I'm going to put it kind of cockeyed because why not? All right. Now I need my other two things. So I have my heart, and I like the colors on the heart, although will I paint over it? I possibly could. Where do I want that? Because I'm just kind of scattering them around, and I'm putting them, you know, where maybe there's not a lot of stuff. I'm going to lay that there. Look, I can pretend like, oh, I'm drawing a heart. Okay. And this stuff dries clear, so if you get it all over the place, it doesn't matter. And it'll come off your hands with water. Or you could pull it off like the psychotic person that I am. I like to let it dry and pull it off. That's what she said. Oh, that was a vision I didn't need. Okay. Now where am I want to put this one? I'm kind of like feeling over here. That's where I'm kind of feeling it. I just want them all over the canvas, right? So I think I'm going to put one over here. And then I might make another one for over here. Or maybe not. We'll see. All right. So I'm going to lay some of this down. Lay it down. And look at this. My paintbrush right here. I don't know if you could see I'm pushing it. That came off. Watch. It becomes texture. Oh, it's a piece of wood. Precisely put. Perfectly. Oh, there's another one. Put on the canvas like art. How you like me now? Yep. Not just beautiful with big boobs, people. Okay. There we go. Smearing it, smearing it, smearing it. I'm going to lay it down there. Now, I'm doing them straight. God, cow. I'm doing them straight, but you can do them sideways, upside down. It doesn't matter. And I'm giving it a push. I'm going to push this down. I'm going to push that down. I'm going to push that down. And then I'm going to let it dry, and I shall be back. Okay, everything's, I mean, it's basically dry. It's still tacky a little bit, but I'm going to tell you, in Jersey, it has been humid, and I'm in the basement. I'm in the downstairs of my house, and it's so humid down here right now. I broke a sweat getting up to go pee. So it's very humid, and I'm going to put my dehumidifier in here today. But let me just tell you real quick. All right, so you can see I put a little, let me move in. I put a little skull there because I found it, and I thought, well, why not, right? So now what I want to do is I want to take, now I found these, right? Like these things I made, little devil. I don't know. I might put that on this little face, little face. Obviously they paint it, but what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to move this out of the way for a second. And I'm going to put a piece of, this is just a piece of paper from a music, you know, song book, whatever, use whatever you have. These are two little pieces of paper. This is a piece of vinyl, which I think that's the vinyl itself, and that'll come off, and I'll do that separately. And then I have this, and what I'm going to do is quit blowing out the light. What I'm going to do, everybody asks me, I get quite a few questions, what's that mean when you say blowing out the light? What it means is I have a light above me and I have a light in front of me. So when I move this light over, it kind of makes everything very, very white, but I can see it really good because I'm old and I'm going blind. But, you know, so I just move it so it's just not as sharp. So now what I'm going to do is just take regular water, right? Anything that you have. And I'm going to squirt these. And this has a ribbon on it, and I hope it works. And I'm just squirting these. Squirt it till it's wet. Squirt it till it's wet. And you can see. And then you can turn it over because we want it to penetrate. All right. Oh, they're getting wet. Nothing like some real cold water. All right. And hands that don't work. Okay. So you get the drift, right? I think you see it. So I'm going to lay this back here. I'm going to grab my paper towel. And I'm going to leave that sit there for a second. And the reason I'm doing that is to get it wet so I can shape it on the canvas. And I'm going to take my decoupage, which, you know, you could have used to glue your stuff down. And then I'm going to move this out of the way. Just pull it down here. You're not going to be able to see it right this second, but you just don't need to see floppy wet products, water, and I'm going to take my paper towel and just give it a quick dry. Okay, this is where editing would come in real good, but I'm going to try to edit this out, but 9 out of 10 times you're going to see what the heck I'm doing because I just don't have the patience. Although I have learned a lot, which I'm going to share with you guys on PicMonkey, which I'm very excited about. But anyway, okay. Okay, so I have that. So now what I want to do is I want to take a fairly big like brush that's soft, you know, kind of soft. And I have pink water here because who knows why, but I have my wet brush and I'm going to pick where I want this at because I'm not digging right there. So I'm going to just put some glue, you know, and you don't know if you don't dig it until after it's already painted and all. And I don't know, I'm just not digging on it. I'm going to rip that off a little bit. We can always glue that somewhere else. But look, you have scrapbook paper, you have newspaper, you have whatever kind of paper. Notepad paper, printer paper. All right. And then I'm just going to kind of lay that down and kind of do this. So it catches. See how it catches in there? Might be better if I use my hands. Because I want to put a thick coat on here. Because I want this to be up because I could paint it. I don't want it on there. And you see it just, we'll take a few little pushes. And we're going to make it hard. Oh, God, Kelly. We're going to make it hard so it's going to be stiff. Stiff. So I'm just taking, now you can use your white school glue for this too. And look at the mess. Look at the mess. Just do it, baby. Do it. I'm just putting it on. I'm just going to push down on the sides. And this might need to dry and then another coat on it, which is fine. I wouldn't do this and then do another coat right this second. But you see how I have all this glue in the middle? It's going to dry clear, but I just want to kind of spread the wealth here. and just give a little push at those corners. And the more the glue soaks in as well. Now listen, you have double-sided tape and you want to do it, go for it. You have an item, you know, or something that you're like, you know what'll work good? Double-sided tape or glue dots even, or like, you hear me? Whatever you have, you use. These are just different things for you to do. This is what I do. This is what calms my psychosis. Is this kind of ridiculous stuff. It really does. And then I'll start getting mad because it won't stay down. So that's because I won't leave it alone. But I think, yeah, get my drift here. So I'm going to just make sure that those parts stay down. Yeah. All right. Give it a little tap around the edges. Like that. And then leave that bad boy go because it will dry. Now you can use your heat gun or a hair dryer if you want right now. Down in my room, it's going to take probably a good half hour for that to dry. I might hit it with the heat gun after I get all this done. But like I said, it's humid here. Okay, so then I'm going to take these little flower mowers. And I'm going to get some glue. I'm going to put them over here. I ripped his little arm off. Because that's how I roll. Got on my nerves, ripped it off. It's under my nail. So. And you see that just goes there. And it's okay. As long as it's adhered. Well, as long as it's adhered well. That stopped in a sentence. You're good to go. So I'm just going to put glue there first. Use your glue stick. Glue sticks are great. And they're also, which I don't care about that right now, but they're also archival. However, like the Elmer's glue sticks are archival. The Elmer's school glue is not. But the glue sticks are. But we're not archivaling anything of importance. We're just playing. Now I want to do this one because I want this ribbon to be on there too. See, it's floppy. I don't know where. Because I really like that look. But I don't think... I wonder if I... See, and I want that to be around... Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I might save that for something else. It's not doing it for me. Let's do this little, let's see. I see up here that's kind of just a little piece. I like the torn edges. And I like how it sits up a little bit, like it's not completely flat down. And that'll get a second coat. And I need something over here. For now. I could sit here and just keep collaging and collaging, which who knows, I might. Oh, and I knocked a bead off, but it's that bead's fault for just being so flimsy. I will take no responsibility for an injured bead. All right, look, and that curled up, and I'm okay with that, right? Okay with that? Okay with that. Just laying the goods down. I've been fairly productive today. I have another video going up, which will be up before this one, but I've been fairly productive today. I'm pretty happy with what I've got done. Now, we made my daughter her YouTube room because she's been doing YouTube and she just loves it. So the room on the other side, we made into like a little YouTube room for her with a nice chair that she bought and a background where she wants to sit and just do her makeup, you know, where she can go and there's not dogs barking and people bothering her because we all work from home, so she wants her own. So I kind of got all my stuff that was in there now stuck into my art room here, and it's a lot of stuff and I need to throw away and I need to sell and I need to give and I need to do so much, but so I just have a lot of stuff around here that's kind of been thrown in that I'm trying to organize and go through so I don't, you know, really miss a lot of playing around. Because I love playing around. I love doing art and all that fun stuff. Okay. How about some glitter? Let's put some glue here. I need to move my camera back a minute. There we go. Okay, clean my brush off. Let's do some glitter. Just do a little pink. because I had these sitting here as I was cleaning. We're just starting with some, just a little bit, because we'll be using more later, but I want that to stick. And then I think I'm going to put some up here. And just run this because I don't need the glue too thick, but I'm going to lay it down. And I'm going to do, these are little glass beads. They're purple, and I'm so old, I don't even know if they have a hole in them. Yeah, there's a teeny little hole in them. But I'm just going to do a dabble, do ya? How are you supposed to bead with these beads? Just a little bit. That's crazy how small these beads are. Let me show you. Let me see if I could show you. I don't know. Look how little that bead is. And there's a hole in it. That is like the smallest bead I've ever seen. I'm going to drop a little bit of these beads that fell, because they're so small, on my paper. Just a little bit. And how about a little, just a little clear? Iridescent. Okay. There we go. Just a little bit. We'll put more on later. But that's for now. Now, I want to show you. Let me grab my... I forgot to grab it and bring it over. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Here it is. So now you can go to your dollar store and you can get tissue paper. It's for wrapping gifts and all that kind of thing, and it's a lot of fun to use in your mixed media. So I'm just going to show you a little thing down here, something that you can do and you can really use to your benefit for more bang for your buck. Because like I said, you get this for $1 and you get, look at all these colors. And this is bleeding art tissue, but there's, I mean, I have regular tissue paper. You get it, you know, where the birthday stuff is. So I want to pick, I'm going to do a light blue, I think. And I know you can't see me because I'm off, gagging off camera. And all I did was pulled a little piece like this for now. And I'm going to take my brush. Now, I put my brush in water, and I'm okay with that because I want this glue to be a little wet when I put this on. And I'm going to put it all here. Now, if you have a spray glue, which I have E6000 glue, spray glue, which I could have definitely used here if I wanted to. But since I'm sitting here already with this, I'm going to take it over here. And I'm going to saturate this little boy. Okay, and just try to get a decent background down of glue. Okay, now let's take our tissue paper. And I like to have the torn part. I tear everything. I don't glue it. And then I'm going to have this straight part on the bottom, although it's going to crunch up and it's not going to matter. So first I'm going to lay it. So I'm going to mold it around. And just caress it. And then crinkle it up if you need more space, or you can make it go on there. It ain't no thing. It'll just make it stronger and glue down. Okay. Okay. So now you can see I've kind of touched it everywhere because that's what I like to do. And then I'm going to take a little bit of glue and just go to town. I'm going to use my glue as my fingers. My brush, rather, as my fingers with my glue. Talk about saying things the wrong way. Okay, so you can see, and it's okay if it tears. This is what we're going to do. We're just going to have fun. And if you don't want hanging over, mush it that way. There you go add a little more water if you want, if you find it not being as pliable. Now watch though, because the more you use your brush, now I know I want it up here a little more, but the more you use your brush, you could put holes in it. Now, it doesn't matter if you have holes in it, but I'm just letting you know so you don't think like, oh, you know, there we go. You know, oh, I got a hole in it. Who cares? We're playing. And you can use your hands to mold that a little bit more, you know, kind of pulling that down and doing that thing. Yeah. Sorry, buddy, had to go in there. All right, now I'm just going to throw whatever's left on my brush onto this part right here that had the pink glitter I put on, just to kind of add a little more security. And then I'm going to go in and add it there, and then maybe a little bit up here of the clear over here. But if you don't want to, you don't have to, and you could definitely just sprinkle it on there if you want. And now you can use another color, because I was gonna, let me think of a color. I was gonna stick with base colors. Let's see what's all in here. Red. Oh, I don't want to open all that. Let's just do it like this then, Cal. That's the best way. How about some yellow? So I'm just going to tear it. She said she's going to tear it. What's that weirdo doing? Just not tearing. All right. It'll be 2 pieces because that's how I'm doing it. All right. So now I'm just going to lay those there. I'm going to get glue. Ooh, I got a big clump of something in there. That's because I don't do things correctly. And I'm just going around it. I'm not going to worry too much around, you know, make sure you get them in this little willy winkle. Okay, then lift it up. And then lay it on him. So you can go in your yard and get pine cones or small little rocks or weird shaped rocks, or maybe you have jewelry where you have bigger beads. Anything. If you crochet or knit, you can crochet, you know, something like this leaf. Do you know what I'm saying? That's kind of lacy, and then stiffen it with some glue, and then add that in on here. I mean, you really could go. There's no rules. No rules. Because I just keep going. I don't have any. This might not look anything like this when I'm done, but I just do piece by piece and see what I like and keep what I like, and what I don't like, I don't keep. Okay. All right. And his little foot sticking out. Who cares? So I'm going to put that in the water. I'm going to close my glue. And I'm going to go in, I think, with a little bit more pink on the yellow because I like it. And just a little tap will do you. And if it's all in one place and you don't want to, lightly take your finger and move it all around. Caress the little thing. The tissue paper. If a bead comes off on your finger, just add it somewhere. All right. Okay. And I'm just going to go around and get these edges in one more time. Looks like they're sitting good, so it's going to dry. And then we'll be back to play more. Who knows what we'll do? I don't know, but we'll have some fun while we're doing it. So I'll see you in a few seconds. Okay, so let me just show you what I did. So y'all saw me before I did this baby doll face. It's one of my resin baby doll faces. And I put a little sticker of the drippy drip right there for no reason, texture. And then all I did was went over it with white paint. And then I added, remember this paper with the glitter? And this paper, and this paper, and the... and the tissue paper all over them and everything, and now everything's dry. So now what I want to do is I don't want all these different colors on here. I mean, these peeping through are fine, but I kind of want to do this in yellows and pinks to kind of bring it up. Now, if you saw the video I put up before this, I will link it around here. It is how to make your own sprays at home. Your own, you know, sprays. Now, like delusions and all that kind of thing. So what I want to do is I want to take, I'm going to use the one I made. And I have a couple other colors. Plus, if you don't have delusions, use your Deco Art Media. Use your, oh geez, what other ones are there? There's so many wonderful ones out there. But I'm going to take this. This is Funky Fuchsia. This is the pink I made. So I'm shaking it because you always want to shake it. And when you're done using any of your sprays, you see how it has some of that color in there. Take a paper towel. You can even use a little bit of water on a brush. Let me show you. Take your brush that's wet and kind of push it down in there. All right. And dry it. Use a Q-tip, use your nail, use a paper towel, whatever. You just want that clean. And you can even unscrew this. This is just a little tip. Unscrew this and spray. Look at that beautiful color. Make it home. Literally. You can make millions of this, but okay. And you want to spray it until it's empty, right? And then wipe your thing off again. Right here, your nozzle. And then put it back in. And leave it for next time, and it won't clog. 9 out of 10 times it won't clog. I shouldn't say that. So I'm just going to spray different colors. I'm not worried. I'm going to take a big paintbrush. A bigger paintbrush. Use a foam brush. Use a big cheap chip brush you could get at the dollar store. You can get so many art supplies there. And I'm just going to blend this because I want to see if I want this blended or if I want this sparkle, you know, like scattered. I don't know. I have a lot of water on here because I want to push it. I'm pushing real good. Okay, and I'm going to spray a little bit more. Look at that. I made that color at home by myself. I was just going to curse, but I'm not. But I bet you adults could know what I was going to say. Because I really want it in the spot, you know, in the little spots. All right, I'm going to just kind of run this over. You can even use your finger. Now you look how I put that over there and it's kind of an orange to it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. She doesn't care. All right. Now I'm going to take some orange. And this is squeezed orange. And I'm going to spray boop, the baby doll face. I'm going to spray up there. Going to spray. I don't care. These are the colors I want. And who knows? I might throw white on it again. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And I'm just going to do this. Now, you might have to, you know, gesso something. I didn't gesso this, but I'm okay with that. And I'm just going to pile the colors. I like the colors coming through, so I'll probably use black there. Oh, sorry, my computer. All right. Okay, what other colors? I'm not rinsing my brush, as you can see. Now I want to color. How about let's do some of the green? And this is, I'm shaking it. It is yellow green. These are like my favorite greens. And I'm just, see how easy this is? You make your own. Now you can do this with acrylic paint. Bless you. Thank you. Excuse me is what I meant to say. I'm just spraying. I don't think I'm going to use the brush too much anymore. I like this look. This is the fuchsia I sprayed. How about some yellow? I just love all these bright colors. And look how easy you're getting in the, you know, in the cracks, the crevices. Sometimes those cracks and crevices are hard to get into, if you know what I'm saying. Now, I can see the cast of the green turning the yellow into a funky color. It's almost like, it's like, you know, oh, I'm going to puke color. But that's all right. I'm not hating on it. But I think I'm going to dry it. And then I'll be back. And then we're going to touch up some of it. I don't have anything here, but I'm going to look for a different color there. I might want a different color there. So I'll be right back. Okay. the camera does not do this justice. I love the way it looks. I just want to put it up on the wall now because I just love all this. But I'm going to try, I'm just going to play around for another few minutes with this. I think with this, I'm going to take some black acrylic paint, and I'm just using basics, and I'm going to put the littlest bit right here. Just, I mean, you can see it as a little dot. I'm going to take a paintbrush. I'm going to wet it with just clear water. I'm going to liquefy this. And I'm going in the eyes, like in all the divots. Even on here to see what we can pick up. And I want it watery because I really want it to go into all the cracks and crevices around the nose and eyes. And any other cracks that are in here, you know, that I might have. I know with the clay face that I did, I had a lot of cracks in it. I made a lot of cracks and fun stuff, but this one's out of resin, so it's going to be pretty much what the mold is. So you see I'm putting it in there. And I have water on it as well. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper towel. I'm going to wipe that off because that'll end up all over me. And I'm just going to wipe and see what we can get out of this. I'm going to stay away from, I'm going to stay away from the sucking up any extra water or anything like that because I don't like it. Now, I have black Dilutions spray paint. Not spray paint. Spray. I can't think of that. It's called Black Marble. I'm going to try that on here and see if I can get it. I just want to do it like right in there. In those little... Right? Nothing major. It's alright if it dribbles over there. It's not no big deal. Oh, I like it dripping. I should have done red. Okay. So I'm going to leave this go for a few minutes. Just tap off. Yeah. I'm going to leave it like that for a few minutes. And let that dry. Now, I really like that black all over. I wonder if I should put it all over the... See, this is what I do. I do it all over the canvas. I'm like, should I do it over the canvas? No, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some London Blue Dilutions. I'm going to pull this back this way. And I'm going to shake it real good, and then I'm taking the lid off. Because I want to take some of that ink in the bottom. Now, if you're nervous and you don't want to take the lid off, just spray a little bit on your crafting mat or, you know, whatever you use. Because I'm forever spilling things, so it would be wise for me to do it like that, but of course I won't. Of course. Just trying to cut some of this paper off here. Everything has to be so hard. Alright. So I have this here. I'm going to take my little brush again. I've got some black in there. I'm just trying to get it out. Alright. And it's okay if your brush is a little wet. I'm just going to run this over this right now for any extra blue that might have came off. I don't like to waste. I'm going to keep wetting my brush and keep taking off of here anything that's there. Because I want to lay this color down, and you can see those flowers are sucking it up. And if you need to dip into your little bottle to make it a little darker, by all means. I like the brush being a little wet because it just makes it more watercolory, if that makes sense. If you don't have a container to put your paintbrush in, you can definitely spray water on this and then go over it. Alright, so you can see I laid some blue over here. I'm going to go a little bit more. I just want bits and pieces. And I'm okay that this flower is so much darker than maybe this flower. Now this took a nice yucky green color because I mixed it with, so I'm just going to wipe it off real quick, just that one, and leave it like that. I might touch it up with some yellow. And I want to run some over this because I love the way this texture is here. Oh, I love it. And if I would spray it, it would just be way too much. Right now, I just want to add some balance with some different colors. Like over here, I don't have anything, so I can add some paint there. Some dilutions. I'm going in. And look how dark that is. I didn't add any water. But I want to just run it over some of these. And remember, we didn't put some over here. We did not seal anything. So, you know, any kind of modeling paste, molding paste, it's going to suck into, right? Now look how cool that looks. Now I can go back because my brush is kind of dry now because I've been using it everywhere. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to add some white to this heart because it's really going dark, but that's okay. I think we're going to need some over here. So my brush is still wet a little bit, so I'm just going to pick up some of this, do some over here. Now you can use a bigger brush. You don't have to use a little brush. And I'm just laying it down like Stephen Perry says. Somebody tell me, okay, Cal, that's like the oldest joke you've ever made. All the time you make it. If you even know the joke. Probably only one of you know it. That's all right. All right, and I'm just going to run this dry brushed over because I just want to introduce some of that color all over this. I'm going to keep taking it from there. Now, what I do want to do, is that a double negative? Double positive? I don't know. I want this to be a little bit darker, so I'm going in with my paintbrush, and I'm just going to go in and tap a little bit and let it run. No, maybe I'll just go over it because I really want it to be dark. It comes down here, comes over here. Okay. Now, okay, so you catch my drift, right? You get it? I'm going to put a little bit down here on this tissue paper, just a little bit on the corner, because I want it to come through. I want it to look like it's what, you know, it's going all through the painting. All right. Okay, I like the blue in there. I do. This turned green because obviously it's yellow underneath there, but it's all right because the colors all go together. So that's kind of where I'm at. Okay, so I'm going to put this away and put your lid on. Never leave it just sit out because you'll knock it over. I can guarantee. Okay, so I want to add some color to these. So I have a little bit of color left on here, and I'm just going to go through and touch. Touch me, touch me. I'm just touching. Just touching, not going to touch that. I like the beads. Now I want to pick another color. Now I know I'm going to spray Perfect Pearls mists all over this to make it shiny. So when I look up on the wall, it's shiny. Now let me tell you something. And I could go on hours doing this, and it would probably cause all of you guys to puke. But listen to me talk that long. This is a long video. So whoever watches this, I don't know, I'm going to say green apple. If you're watching this far, put down green apple down below. I'd appreciate it because I like to know, you know, you guys watch this long because a lot of you love my longer videos. And so when I do them, I want to make sure, you know, that you know, some of you like it. You know what I'm saying? So green apple, green apple, green apple. Not papaya, not peach, green apple. Okay, anyway. All right. So now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, what about this green, this yellow green? And this is from the Deco Art Media. So this is permanent. So you're not going to get, gotta rinse my brush. It's not going to be able to move again once you put it on and it dries. So you want to, you know, do your best to put it where you want it. Now, it's not like we can't cover anything up that, you know, but I just want to put it. There we go. Add just a little bit here down at the end. Just to add. I'm going to add some in there. I'm just going to go in and grab it. Now you can put these in water pens. You know, like the, I have to see if I have any and I'll show you in 1 second. Let's do here. I'm just running it over some of these. Putting it over there. Okay. Right here. Let's do a little bit, just where it's a little white. We're just pulling all that color in, right? That's all you're doing. Now, let's say, oh, you have a canvas. Oh, now I have a mixed media one coming up for somebody who asked me, you know, she wanted to do mixed media on a plain canvas. So I have that coming up soon. It'll probably be a speed through talk too, because I have so many of those on my channel, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But if you go to the dollar store, if you go to the thrift store, if you go to the Goodwill, you can find baby dolls, Barbie dolls, fake Barbie dolls, everything all over the place. Now, you can use these in place of this. I've used them for years, doing all kinds of creepy stuff to them and you know, putting them on a full one on a big canvas, and like what I originally wanted to do on here, but I thought I didn't want to draw it to like I didn't want to for you guys to be like, you are completely wackadoo. Why would you do something like that? But I wanted to, I have a baby doll over there that I got from the thrift store. And what I originally wanted to do on here was I wanted to turn this the opposite way, like this. And I wanted to glue. After I did a really wicked background, I was going to do purples and a little bit of red and a little bit of black. And then I was going to glue the big baby doll to the canvas and then work over top of that, which I still might do. I might do it and do a speed through because I know a lot of you don't like creepy stuff, but I'm thinking about doing that. And if I do it, I'll warn you, because some of you, you know, you find it quite disturbing, and that's fine. That's your, you know, that's your feelings, and I don't disrespect that at all. So, but I will let it, you know what it is in the title, so you don't watch it if it disturbs you. Me, I love it, can't get enough. Okay, so I washed my brush off in the water, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm just going to lay this. I'm not going to touch the eyes or the nose. I'm going to kind of touch the cheeks. I'll show you why. A little bit down here on the chin. Now remember, I used dilutions, and I also used acrylic paint, so we can kind of erase, you know, a little bit of it when it's not all the way dry. So I'm just going to go in. And I still want it to be creepy and gross, but I don't want, I want the black to be more in those crevices, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to go and clean it up a little bit. And I'll lift it up so you can see a little better, because I know the lighting's really weird down here today. I haven't had sun here in a while, and now I have sun, so I gotta like because I had to reconfigure my recording because of the light. But now there's so much sun, and it's hard to explain. But anyway, it might be a little hard to see, so I'll lift it up. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. That's all I'm gonna do. Let me just show you. Look how cool that looks. That blue, I love the blue got sucked into the modeling paste, and it made a light blue, but it doesn't matter. But look, we're just, and then look at that creepy ass face. It just looks icky, and I love it. And then we have down here, on over here, and up here, just colors, just a bunch of fun. Now, to work on this last bad boy. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to take some water. I'm going to squirt it on there because I'm not digging it. I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm going to wipe. Now remember, that's clay that was baked. Actually, I baked it with the heat gun. If you didn't see that and you're interested, I will place the link down below or up above. But I cooked it with my heat gun and it worked perfecto. Oh, I like that See how that looks now? Looks like old and kind of worn and patinaed. So that's nothing to hate. Oh, I don't even have to add anything to that. That's good. Okay. Now, I've been asked about my nail polish color, which I love. It is by Essie. It's Lilacism, I believe it's what it's called. So I love it. I know painting and all is going to screw up my nails because my nails keep breaking. New medication, for some reason, wreaked havoc on my nails. So they just would break. Except these and these keep growing, which is fine. And I'm happy about it. I'm not going to bite them again. This one got torn while I was doing dishes. And I don't know what the heck happened, but that bitch tore off and that hurts. And yeah, and this one tore too, which is awful. So I'm just painting them and letting them draw, you know, letting them grow, doing their thing. So, but yeah, this is Essie, and it is, I believe, Lilac Nation, something, Lilacism, maybe. Yeah, I have it upstairs written down. I just didn't bring it down. Why? I don't know. Okay, so that is that with that. I am really loving this. Oh, my friend. I want to do a little red here, though. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my cherry pie dilutions. I'm going to open it up. Gosh darn it. Maybe I'm not going to open it up. Maybe I'm going to squirt it. There we go. We're just going to squirt it today. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to rinse my brush. So all that's off. I'm going to dry my brush. Make sure you dry all this, because there's nothing worse than washing your brush off, going to paint, and little driplets come down and blow out, right? So, and that happens to me all the time. So I'm going to take a little bit of this. I do both sides. Oh, wait, 1 second. Oh, excuse me. All right, and now I'm going to go in. I can't breathe. I'm going to very carefully just touch these little drips. Not too much. And I'm going to pull them up. See how I'm going to do? I'm going to see what this does, if this does what I want it to do. Okay, now I'll go up here. I'd like to put some red, like he's tearing, bleeding out of his eye, because that's what I want. And it's mine, and I can do all I got. That's why I'm not going to do a giveaway on this one. A couple of you wrote and asked if I was going to sell this or do a giveaway. And honestly, I'm going to keep it for myself. That's why I was doing it. But this is heavy as a heavy. It's heavy. Although I appreciate you asking, but this I won't be, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even do this according to what I wanted it to be. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just kept working on it. And that's what I try to encourage you guys to do, is just take things and work with it, and don't worry exactly what the outcome's going to be. Just have fun doing it. Like, this was a lot of fun for me to do. Is it traditional? Is it something that people are going to be like, oh, that's gorgeous, I must have it? No, it's not. And that's okay, because this is for me. And that's what I love. So I'm just going in and dipping and dipping. Kind of just adding some red here and there, rubbing it with my fingers. No big deal. Just to add some of that running through. It's not going to matter. Okay. So yeah, so now I'm going to go in. Let me do a little run of red right there. All right, I'm going to go in with my rag. Oh, gosh. I've been sick for days. I don't know what the heck is going on with me. Could be the pollen and the weather. It just could be me. Who the heck knows? All right. So you see I have that. And then I'm just going to tap it. And it's all right. Most of it comes up. I'm okay with that. I just want it to have the illusion of it being red. Now, that came off a little more than I wanted, but I'm okay. Well, that's a matter of opinion, but I'm okay with that. How about we say that? Okay. Okay. That's all I'm going to do on this. I love it. I am going to tell you what. I just looked at this. I'm taking that off. I'm just taking it off. I don't like it. I don't like it because it kind of makes this, I don't know, I just don't like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub it in. I'm going to rub it like this. Hey, we can change our mind. Now you can see the stencil on there. Like I had the sticker on there. And you can see when I worked around it, look at it. It looks like a big Band-Aid now because I took it off, but that's all right. You know, you can do whatever you want with it. I think I'm just going to add drips like this. I'm going to add this on because this is a great blood color. I know. I know. And I think I'm going to tap it on like this. And I think I'm going to, I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. I'm going to take my water bottle. And with the littlest squirt really far back, see I'm like way far back, I'm just going to add a little bit of water to it because I want it to run. Yeah, there it goes. And if you tap it, you're going to hear my dogs bark if I tap. Come on, bad boy. There we go, baby. Can you see? It's running. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Very quickly. Because see, I was like, oh, okay, I'm done. And then I'm like, nope, nope, no, I'm not. That's just how I do it. Now, I love the running, but what I don't love is all this. So I'm going to take my paper towel or whatever you use, wipe it off. And you can go wipe on a piece of your art journal page too with this because you get extra stuff. Plus I have some over here. So I'm going to do this as close down to the drips as I can get, right? Perfect. So now I'm going to take some black paint again. And I'm going to take my brush, dry my brush off a little bit. Okay, just take the littlest bit of black on my wet brush. And I'm going to go in like this, all the way up. I'm sorry, my neighbor's working in his yard. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but that's all we hear all since like 7 o'clock this morning. But hey, it's a weekend. Okay, so you see how I have some black on there? Put your brush away, and I'm going to let that dry for a second, not too long, because then I'm going to go in and just tap. Because I just want it to be, you know, I don't want it to be that bright color, but I want it to be, here we go. That's how I want it. And then I can just have, I can clean up the eyes if I want. I can do whatever, but I'm pretty okay with this. I might take that off where it's just dripping. And I'm okay with that. It's dripping everywhere. I love it. I love the way it looks. It's hard to get it on the screen. I don't know why. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming on this journey with me if you did. Because I know it's very long, but I don't know. I have a good time just playing around and not thinking and just playing. And like I said, I'm going to put this up on my wall. But I highly encourage you guys to just take a canvas or a piece of cardboard or whatever and just play with no outcome. Go in your junk drawer. Go outside. Grab stuff out of your junk drawer. Old zippers, old earrings, acorns, old leaves, sticks, all kinds of stuff. Because that's how I started out. That's mixed media. You're mixing all kinds of stuff in there and just have a blast. So please give me a thumbs up if you like my videos, and please subscribe if you're watching and you haven't already. As always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. I love you guys so, so very much. Please share me like I'm your loose friend, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.